One moment for those online. Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Laird of VE3LKS, and welcome to week 5, the Tuesday night edition of the COVID-19 Rag Chew. I don't know if anybody's on the YouTube feed yet, but if you are, feel free just to put your name in there and let me know that you're there. And without further ado, I will start taking some check-ins, although I did hear a few people just a minute or two ago. I will acknowledge VA6 HEM Mike. He's probably somewhere in Ontario, somewhere in the Netherlands. VE3 RMK Ken, and VA3 BTQ Jackie. And looks like Joe and Darren are on YouTube right now, and hopefully they'll check in a bit later. So without further ado, if you want to join in with the Rag Chew this evening, now's your opportunity.
V3 X-ray Echo Quebec. Victor Echo 3, Papa Whiskey Juliet. Victor Alpha 3, Juliet India. Victor Alpha 3, Tango Papa Sierra. Victor Echo 3, Victor Golf Juliet.
Okay, further to the first three that I mentioned, I'll acknowledge Christopher, VE3XEQ, Peter, VE3PWJ, VA3KJI Grant, VA3TPS Steve, VE3VGJ Joe. Is there anybody else that wants to check in with the Rag Chew?
Victor Echo 3, Sierra Honor. VE3CRU, I just made my first contact on 222.
Okay, very good. We acknowledge Lee, VE3LSO, and Bill, VE3CRU. That leaves us with 10 check-ins so far this evening, so we will go to the top of the list and say greetings to Mike. And whereabouts in this fine province are you? I could call up APRS, but I got too many things going on my screen right now.
VE3LKS from VA6HEM/VE3 Mobile. Unfortunately, we are stuck in White River, Ontario, so about 3 hours west of Thunder Bay. We're kind of stuck behind an accident here, so we've been sitting here chilling, waiting for the road to open up, unfortunately. And I shut APRS off once I got here because just where I'm parked, the data kind of just, if I use the data that I couldn't use this part here for some odd reason, it just was really, really crappy. So hopefully I'm making the system okay there using the app here. But we'll see what happens next. We should be opening up here the next hour or half an hour. I've already been sitting here for 3 hours, so I guess we'll see what happens. Back over to you, Laird.
Oh, very good. Well, sorry to hear that you're stuck in an accident and the road shut down. I think you said earlier today it had been shut down already. So you've been there quite a while, I take it.
Yeah, I think we've been here for 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, so it's getting there. Just doing a couple of HF contacts as we're sitting here and stuff like that, but I would just go for a walk inside the vehicle, but yeah, work is all lined up. I mean, thinking of the detour around us would have been no good because it would have been ridiculously long. So I figured I'll just sit back, relax, chill out, and wait for the 4 hours or 5, whatever they do, right? But hopefully it should open up soon because yeah, we'll see what happens. Back over to you, Larry.
Okay, very good. And I see Alex AMP is on the YouTube. Hopefully we'll get him on in a minute. And I'll read his comment off in a minute as well. Ken, VE3RMK, and you've been busy this afternoon.
VE3LKS, this is VE3RMK. Good evening, Laird, and everybody on the net. Not much to go on here. I am looking for some plans for a handcart. I got 2 old tires and wheels off a snowblower, and I'm thinking for hauling stuff around at the cottage, that might not be a bad idea. If anybody has some plans or some thoughts that they could fire it over to me, that'd be great. I was working on the PSA reports, and hopefully we'll get those finalized and start sending them out tomorrow. Back to you, Laird.
Okay, very good. So Ken's looking for ideas for building a handcart, so that's good. And yeah, you'll probably want some pretty good sized tires on there too, because the smaller the tires, the worse they are. So I'm not sure what size of tires you have, but hopefully they're large enough to make a decent cart with. Let's see, Jackie, VA3BTQ.
VA3BTQ. Hello, everybody. I'm sitting here watching the snow accumulate on the truck and the ground and feeling really miserable. Anyway, just wanted to let you know the day was pretty steady. Scamp and I didn't get out for a walk because of the cold, but we did ride. So over to you.
Okay, when you said snow, I had to do a quick look out my window, and luckily there's no snow here, but you're not that far away, Jackie, so keep that up there, because I've already summarized the snowblower, and I'm hoping to paint it before I put it away for good, but I hope it doesn't. I hope we don't get too much accumulation up there, and very good with Scamp. VE3XCQ, Christopher.
Well, good evening, Laird, and good evening, everybody. It's, I was asking myself some questions, whether or not I was going stir crazy or cabin fever, just going loony from being stuck inside, but I looked at myself in the mirror, and all I got in reply was, and that was it. Larry, you can stop this. You make it stop. Make it go away, okay? I understand you have these powers to do so. I mean, I reverted back to watching cartoons. What's next? Drinking my beer out of a sippy cup?
Oh, very good, Christopher. I have a question with the cartoons. Is the Flintstones still on Channel 9 at 12 o'clock noon?
I'm not sure about that, but I always loved the Flintstones.
Okay, very good. Because I remember I used to come home from school and then later from work at lunchtime and watch the Flintstones. Oh, that's fantastic. I love your sense of humor. Keep it up, man. That's what will keep everyone civilized and lighthearted. Peter, VE3PWJ.
Oh, good evening, Larry, and everybody
on the net there tonight. It's got a good net there starting. We had a good walk on the treadmill today, and we had to go up and get some dog food for Greta. So a new way of doing business, you phone ahead of time. They bring the dog food in on a chair at the pet hospital, and that's it. You just pick it up, put it in the trunk, but of course you got to give them your credit card number. So new way of doing business now, I guess, Laird. I don't know if I like it or not, but that's the way it is for you.
Okay, Peter, I'm a bit concerned here. If you're resorting to eating dog food, I'm sure we can take up a collection and, give you a few bucks to go to a regular grocery store if you like.
Well, if our lab had her way, she'd rather eat our food than what she gets, but we have to watch her weight because labs do put weight on, so that's why we have to go up to the vet hospital and pay an exorbitant price for food, so that's what we have to do.
Yeah, and I think this COVID-19 isn't going to be too helpful for not putting on weight either, because all we seem to be doing is sitting around eating and then sitting around some more and then going to bed. So, maybe I should get some of that food for myself. Hi. Let's see, VA3 TPS, Steve.
VE3 LKS, VA3 TPS. So good evening, Laird, and everybody on frequency. Yeah, it's going pretty good up here for a little while there at dinner time. Things have let off now, just the streamers are apparently coming in across the lake. Had a busy day, cleaning up the branches that fell during the windstorm last night, and then I spent the rest of the day working on my radials for the vertical antennas. So I got them all cut and ready to go, so tomorrow we'll get the radials laid out, and hopefully get them laid out and crawl through the bush and get all that done. Back to you, Larry.
Okay, very good, Steve. Did you do anything with your 2-meter rig today? Because your signal seems to be a lot better. It could just be atmospheric conditions, but your signal's a lot better tonight than it was last night.
Yes, I noticed that on the signal strength there is that S7 instead of S5, and maybe it's the snow on the antenna. Hi.
Very good. A better bit of a ground plane. Hi. Okay, very good. Well, glad to hear you're making progress with the antennas, and hope all goes well getting that up and running, especially before the weekend. VE3 VGJ Joe.
Good evening, Larry, and everybody on frequency. A lot to report on tonight. Easy day at work there, kind of quiet. Got home here and lazy. And we were having a bit of snow coming down here as well, but it seems to stop now, just a few flakes. And I don't know if we're supposed to get more overnight or not, but definitely cool weather for April. Back to you there, Larry.
Okay, very good. It's not the greatest weather, but I wish it would be at least a bit more sunny. It wasn't too bad today, though. I guess I can't complain. Just going to acknowledge some people online. First of all, Alex was saying, here's a few questions with you. With you not driving to work, do you get more done for work? No, I probably get about the same amount done, if not even a bit more. Just because I'm not interrupted. If I'm in the office, it's nothing to get interrupted 2 or 3 times an hour. Here, if they want to interrupt me, they've got to deliberately go out of their way to do it. So I'm enjoying that part. And does your wife make you lunch? Hell no. But Caleb's home, and he's been making supper. Usually I don't eat a lot for lunch anyways. I'm not a huge lunch eater, but with Caleb home, I don't know. We have pierogies one night. Tonight we had steak and potatoes, and so the diet's gone right out the window. Hi. And also my friend Larry, KJ7JFV from Anacortes, Washington, I believe it is checking in. So, or it's either Washington or Oregon. I'll have to double check that. Anyways, good evening, Larry. I see you on YouTube there, and welcome to the COVID-19 Rag Chew this evening. And with that, we will take it down to Lee, VE3 LSO.
Gus at the moment, and he's saying hi as well. And it is basically a whiteout snowstorm right now here in Pontypool. Big, heavy flakes. I can't see more than, I'd say, 200 meters down the road. Bit of a quiet day, just nursing the knee back to health, and playing around on HF. This week with a hired lad from FEMA down in Boston. They at the moment are on full lockdown. Anybody going outside has to be wearing gloves and a mask or they face the fine. So, interesting to hear what's going on around the world for sure. And with that, I will turn it back to you, Larry. Thanks for running the right shoe. The 3 LSO.
Oh, sorry. I think I may have just walked over someone, but I just want to acknowledge that Larry did get back to me, and he is in Washington. And very good, Larry. Welcome aboard. And sometime we'll have to make sure you get a radio there. Larry's just a new amateur, a relatively new amateur. So we need to get him a radio, and hopefully they have All-Star that he can connect into our All-Star station. But welcome, Larry. Good to have you aboard. And was there another station trying to break in there? Okay, I must have been hearing things. That's what happens when you get old. VE3CRU, Bill.
Okay, VE3CRU here, and just to top off last night, we were talking about the excitement at the end of the street. The fire department and ambulance left between 7:30, 7:35. The police had arrived at that point. They did not leave the scene until 10 o'clock at night. So obviously there's a lot of things being checked out down there. As for today, I've been busy out back. I've been busy in the tailgate of my vehicle. I've got the 22 set up for the 222 sprint tonight. It started at 7 o'clock. I had my first usual at 7:01 with Dana Stun, who does the 6 meters and down column in TCA. Now I'm hoping to get way over towards Hagersville, where you've read about some of those, that nursing home, Anson Place, that's got a lot of problems. And then I need to aim 120 degrees to the east. And the problem with that, I may have to hang the car halfway out on the road to get an angle 120, but I'm chasing Connecticut next. I want to get Connecticut, but which is FM 31. We usually make it, but we'll see how we make out. So that's where we stand here, and I did get my 5-watt HT going on 222, so we've got a loaner available too. So, and anyway, that's where we stand at the moment. I won't hold it any longer. VE3CRU, back to that.
Okay, very good, Bill. Well, you're taking this retirement and COVID-19 thing pretty seriously here. So excellent. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying that and making some contacts. Just a couple of more things popped up on the YouTube. You know, I'm really surprised. I didn't think this was going to be so popular, but now guys are chatting back and forth. Bob HIX was asking Steve, mentioning to Steve, I hope his radios work out as they discussed. And Scott, VE3, really pretty nurse. Good evening, President Laird. Yes, Scott, and you better be standing up at full attention and saluting while you say that too. Anyways, good evening, everybody on YouTube. And I hope you guys get a chance to check in as well. Now with that, we're going to take a standby and take another round of check-ins for the COVID-19 Raichu. This is Laird, VE3LKS. And if you want to check in with the Raichu, here's your opportunity.
28,
Delta, Charlie, Echo.
VE3EKW.
3, Romeo, Tango, Victor.
VE3HIX.
Okay, I swear you guys sit there on YouTube and wait for me to reach for my mic and then put another call in. Very good. Okay, I'll tell you what I heard. I'm sure there may have been a station or two that didn't make it in. I got VA3AG, that's Eldo. VA3DCE, Doug. VE3DKW, that's Mark and Rylan. VA3AMP, Alex. VA3RTV, Jeffrey. And VE3HIX, Bob. Were there any stations that I missed?
VE3 RPM.
Okay, nothing heard. Well, except for RPN. So we'll go back up and we'll take these guys first, and then we'll maybe head up to the top of the list once again. So far, we're at 17 check-ins. So Aldo, VA3AG, welcome to the Rag Chew this evening.
Good evening, Laird, and everyone else on the repeater here. Not a heck of a lot to report from Curtis tonight. Kind of coolish out there. I was out walking the pooch earlier, and man, I'm telling you, it was cold with that wind. Anyway, we had a nice walk, and she got a little bit of exercise. With this COVID-19 thing, she is starting to get fat. And even though I have it on the low-calorie food, she's still putting the weight on. Anyway, I heard Jeff in there. I think he's part of the repeater group. Jeff, if you could give me a call later on at my cell, that would be great. I need to talk to you about something. And that's about it, Tyler. Back to you, VE3LKS and the multitude. This is VA3AG.
Oh, fine business, Aldo. Yes, I was thinking of going for a walk too, and I went outside, and now I'd have to get the winter coat back out of storage, and maybe a hat or two and some gloves, and it just wasn't worth it, so I stayed in the house. But good thing, glad you at least have a dog. That way you sort of have an excuse to have to get out there. VA3 DCE, Doug, way up there in Uxbridge.
Yeah, way up here in Uxbridge, and we have got a snow. I don't know what's going on. It's sort of bare and brown and not even green yet.
What
Snow. We'd like to have pretty snow. I have the greatest understanding of all those dogs and the lack of exercise. I can understand what he's going through. Anyway, back to you, Laird.
Oh man, yeah, very good, Doug. But I blew it again. I think you guys really need to fire me. I'm trying to get fired and hire a new net controller for the Rag Chew, because once again, don't ask me why, don't ask me how, but I missed Grant. Same guy I missed last night. Anyways, Grant, good evening, VA3KJI, and man, you're going to be getting a complex.
Good evening, Laird, the group. Don't worry, but if you back out, that means one of us will have to do it, and that will never happen. Hey, how does this thing sound? This is my $35 bowl phone. Over.
Oh, it sounds not too bad. I don't think it's got quite the output that your radio that you had last night does, but it's still making it into the repeater, and you're still 100% copyable.
Oh, cool. Like that's 5 watts, I think. But yeah, I'll plug it back into the big Kenwood debate production.
Okay, very good. Yeah, it's always good to test out radios that you have, and I mean this Rag Chew is a perfect time to do it too. So if you've got an old radio that you haven't used in a while, fire it up, hook it up, and give it a shot. Or if you've got a brand new one that you just ordered online, by all means, brag about it and let's see how well it works. So very good, Grant. And again, I don't know what I'm doing. There's something about your call sign. I don't know what it is. Mark and Ryland, they're up north. I think you're Blackstock, VE3DKW. Good evening, guys.
Hi, Laird, and everyone on the net. I'm sorry that I didn't get in earlier. But earlier on today, I actually was messing around with this portable DVD player with like a little LCD in it, and I took the LCD apart, and I found this like.
Okay, Rylan, something happened with your signal there. We got about half your transmission, and then there was like a hum on there.
Yeah, VE3DKW is working currently.
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay, well, it is actually a new power supply setup, so I'm wondering, maybe it gets a little hot. I'm only about 10 watts, so it shouldn't be. Well, see. Anyways, back to you, Laird.
Okay, very good. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I just got a message on YouTube from someone else that I missed. Lee, VE3LSO. I don't know what it is about you guys that are out east of me. I just seem to ignore you guys. Take it away, Lee. Sorry about that.
Hey, Laird. Just checking to see if I'm making it in. I may have a setting incorrect.
No, you're making it in fine.
Came across with an update. Me and Gus were outside, basically getting snowed on, and I was just checking on the chat to see if I made it in or not, and was just curious because I'm doing crossband from my home rig to an HD. So did the previous one come in all right?
Oh yeah, so I that's right. I didn't miss you because you were outside and you said it was like a near whiteout condition up there in Pontypool.
I just wasn't sure if it was set up because you went right on to somebody else, and I just didn't know if I'd come through or not. So sorry about breaking in. I will just listen along to my second kick.
Yeah, no problem. You've got a good setup there between your handheld and your mobile radio, so it's working well. As a matter of fact, you would think you were inside on a regular station, not definitely not on a handheld.
Very good. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm not too far from the tower, so it makes sense. So thanks again, Laird, and I'll be around for the second kick. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Lee. And yes, Ryland and Mark, power supplies can do funny things to your radio equipment. So hopefully you'll get that rectified, and we'll get back to you again in a few minutes. Alex, VA3AMP, probably sitting in his lazy boy chair.
Right, Laird, after a long day, getting in around 6:15, came home, had a shower, and I had a bite to eat. Had a bit of the news. Turn the radio on, or should I say, turn the phone on. It's time for the check-ins. Back to you.
Well, your phone is a radio, so technically you did turn the radio on. But yes, I understand you're using the app on the phone to make the connection. So sounding good, Alex, and glad you had a great day at work. VE3HIX Bob.
Good evening, Larry. Good evening, everybody. No great news today, but just wanted to thank Ken, VE3RMK, if he was on, or listening. Thank you for the update on our input to the RAC report. And I hope you got my last email on that, a bit about the running comma. And that should clean things right up, as far as I can see. And with that, nothing new here. Got to take a cat to a vet first thing in the morning, get to work early.
Like the RPM there. I just doing my run around earlier to hear you and the guys. And, boy, a cat transfer in a parking lot. That's something I haven't ever done yet. Now I feel like I haven't lived. Anyway, I'm just out there. Had to get something from my proctologist. He said if I take it twice a day, my eyesight will be better. I can't think much else. I'm just enjoying everybody. Listen to some intelligent conversation other than mine. Over to you there, rag chew controller with E3 RPM.
Okay, very good, Scott. Yeah. Oh, proctologist. I can hear the gloves snapping. Yes, Jeffrey Gold is RTV. Did I miss him? I think I did. Go ahead, Jeffrey. VA3 RTV. I'm having a heck of a time this evening. Don't ask me why.
Well, good evening, Laird and everybody, and at least you're not flashing this evening like you were yesterday, so which is good there, Laird. And I acknowledge Aldo about giving me a call there later, and I'd also like to welcome listeners if they are listening, John, Rebecca, and Chris, and anyone else who's SWLs there. And when Peter was mentioning about the dog food and what have you, it brought back a little story that I had a call from my friend who was homeless and kind of looking after if I would take him grocery shopping. So we picked him up and we took him down to Foodland, and Lois and I walked around and we let him go around with the shopping cart and everything. And then we met him at the checkout, and we watched him take the items out of the cart and put it on the conveyor belt. And it was dog food, cat food, bird food, etc., etc. There was not one thing in that cart that was for him. It was all for the wild animals around him. And with that, back to you, Led.
Interesting. Now, was that something recently, or was that a while ago?
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah, he's got a bit of dementia now, and yeah, he's quite frail. But fortunately, in the home that he's in now in Pickering, they've not had any problems. They just called me the other day, so everything's good. Thanks. Back to you.
Excellent. Glad to hear that. With that, we're at the bottom of the list, so I'll take one more call for check-ins to the COVID-19 rag chew before we head back up top. So if you want to jump in, now's your opportunity.
VE3 IRB.
Okay, I acknowledge VE3 IRB. Robert, you're the only one that came in, so take it away, sir.
VE3 IRB. VE3 IRB. Sorry, I was on the phone and never noticed the time. Say hi to April if she's listening in. And other than that, nothing really to add here. I'll throw it back to you. VE3 IRB.
Okay, very good, Bob. An interesting story that Joe VE3 VGJ sent me. If you guys don't mind, I'll just indulge for a second or two. Quite often when you're on a net or a rag chew or in a contest, you'll hear the term throw another bean in the pot, or, add another bean to the pot. And it's got a unique Canadian, actually, history behind it, and not only Canadian, but here in Ontario. And let me just give you a brief summary here. I won't read the whole thing, but this is written by a fellow who's been a ham for a while since the 70s. And back in the 70s, he says, and reliable net controllers for ONTARS at the time, and that ONTARS is still going daily, was VE3GYE Oral from Trenton. Oral was a white caner. They called themselves at the time blind, but at the time they called themselves blind amateur radio operators. Oral would take check-ins and then say thanks for another bean for the pot. I visited him many times in Trenton, and he actually kept 2 little pots beside his hot water 12 rig, one containing dry beans. One containing dry beans. Let me just drop it here. After each check-in, he would transfer 1 bean from the full pot into the second pot, which was empty at the time. In those days, the net controller kept a tally of check-ins that would be passed on to the next net controller for the next hour. Oral would quickly format the beans in the count the beans in the pot and add it to the tally to pass on to the next controller. Oral has long since become a silent key, but I marvel 45 years later to hear net controllers still using his expression, another bean for the pot. And what a great story. And it happened right here in Ontario. And yet you hear it almost worldwide now. And with that, we will head back to the top of the list to Mike, VA6HEM.
Nice little spiel. I kind of like that. Really good. And I've used that term as well many times for some nets where they've I've added a bean to their pot. So I like that. It was really nice. So just a little update here. We've finally seen a couple of tow trucks drive by, flatbed, big rig, another big rig behind it. So and then the fire trucks came by again. I don't know why, but they're already there through once. So hopefully we'll be out of here in the next half an hour or so, hour. Then we can get our travel on the way. But as soon as we do that, we'll throw the APRS on again, and then we're good to go. So thank you, Larry, for taking the net, and we'll be sitting here monitoring VE3LKS, VA6HEM. Take it away, Larry.
Okay, very good, Mike. Well, I don't envy you your trip, that's for sure. Driving from Oshawa all the way up to Calgary, boy, I think my legs will go crazy after a while. And then as we discussed the other day, when you stop, you feel like you're still moving. But very good. I hope you're on your way soon. Nothing worse than being stuck behind a wreck or something. I know going down to Tennessee once to Chattanooga, we got to the Kentucky line. Everything seems to happen right on the Kentucky-Tennessee line. But part of the road had washed away. They had a huge storm come through, and it undermined the ground underneath the interstate. So they were routing everybody through the back roads of Kentucky and Tennessee. And let me tell you, you could hear the banjos playing some of the places we were going by. The only good thing was that there was hundreds of other vehicles making the same trip. So there was security in numbers high. VE3 RMK Ken.
Thanks very much, Larry. This is VE3RMK. Special thanks to Bob and Jeffrey, HIX and RTV for the help on these PSA reports. And yes, Bob, I will take a look at your email when I get upstairs. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to try and get as many of the PSAs done as possible. I will mention that when I checked into OnTARS today, just before I did hear Aldo, and I can tell you that 20 meters is wide open right now. Heard Barbados. All the way down into the southern states, over.
Oh, very good. Well, my rig's on 20 meters right now, I think, but I was doing FT8. So, but yeah, that's good, especially for voice. Voice has been really wacky lately, but I'm glad it's maybe coming back alive. Maybe it'll stay alive during the weekend, during the contest for the guys. Jackie, BA3 BTQ.
Thanks, Laird. Not much to add except it's still snowing here, and I'm drinking my wine out of the sippy cup. Over.
Very good. You just don't have the attachment that plugs in the top, eh?
What would that be? No, I don't.
Okay, very good. Well, keep the snow up there north of the repeater, Jackie. We don't want any down here right now. Although I still have my shovel by the front door, just in case. Something's been telling me not to put it away. Let's see, VE3XEQ, Christopher.
Well, there the night is winding down, and I guess I'll mosey on over back in front of the TV and curl up in the fetal position. Try and keep myself entertained, keep the brain going. Got to remember though to get up in the morning and make a phone call to my psychiatrist. And I got double up on my appointments when the warden finally lets me out of here. And I got to learn how to socialize all over again. Oh well, what a life, what a life. 73, everybody. Have a good night. Remember to be kind to somebody today. And take care. Back to you, Laird.
Very good, Christopher. Well, that's why we have the COVID-19 rag chew every night, every weeknight, that is, Monday to Friday at 7 o'clock, just to help you keep your sanity and be able to talk to some other people. And of course, if anybody needs any help, it's a great time to reach out and see if anyone can give you a bit of assistance. Great having you in here, Christopher, as always. You're always funny and always have some wise words there for us. So we do appreciate that. VE3PWJ, Peter.
Yeah, lots of interesting information. Just finished some chocolate cake, Laird, so that'll keep you happy. And I'd like to say hello to your friend in Washington State. I'm keeping in touch with my cousin in Richland, Washington, a couple of times a week, texting back and forth, and they're pretty much in the same condition we are here. And I also like to say good evening to that real pretty nurse out there. Over to you.
Yes, too bad the
Over to you.
yes, too bad the mnemonics don't really match up with the product. Let's see. I'm just going to go through here. I think we have a few more things on the YouTube chat. Oh, Larry was saying, feeling for those in Ontario who've seen snow today. Thankfully, it's 17 Celsius and sunny here on the Pacific Northwest coast, just north of Seattle. Sure, Larry, rub it in. And let me tell you, if Larry ever starts posting pictures, Larry, you need to join the VE3OSH Facebook group and then post a couple of pictures of the view from your apartment there. He'll make you sick. You won't want to talk to him again. Very good. Okay, I don't think there's anything else on the YouTube chat. So we'll go to the next person in line. And this time I won't forget Grant, VA3KJI.
Feels any better, but it doesn't matter. It's just something new. I'm enjoying the camaraderie and conversation this evening. Larry, so back to you. Conversation this evening. Larry, so back to you.
Yeah, that signal is quite a bit better, but only because there's not as much frying going on in the background. It's probably got a bit more power, and so it's punching through and giving a better audio quality. But but as far as the other one goes, it was making it in fine. You were totally readable too. So very good, Grant. And have you received your Nano yet, or is it still on order?
It's one of these things. Everything I've ordered from my friends at Amazon has all showed up with an early May delivery. They're according to them prioritizing life and limb and health science stuff, which I totally agree with. So I have no problem waiting over it.
Yes, and I've heard some reports that they're doing that, but it's one of those things, under promise and over deliver. I think things are starting to settle out for them, so you may get it within a week even. Let's hope so. And yeah, very good. You'll start to have a lot of fun with that little Nano too, especially for $70. You can't complain. Very good. Steve, VA3 TPS up there in Fenelon Falls. Is the lake starting to ice back over now, Steve?
No, the lake's good and clear. A lot of waves and whitecaps right now, but other than that, and the water's still low. They haven't raised it up yet. It's still down about 2 feet here where we are. So who knows what's going to happen with that levels this spring? But we haven't had the rain we did last year, so hopefully there won't be any flooding up this way. Very good job, Laird. As usual, you're doing a great job. It's great to hear everybody on there tonight. Not too much else to add, so I'll still be listening, but
Just out of curiosity, Steve, when they do raise the dam level there, how long does it take for the lake to come up?
it doesn't take too long. We usually notice it overnight because we have sand right at the shorefront right now, like it's on dry ground. So you notice it, but I think it takes a few days before it gets right back up to normal. And they do it in steps. It all depends on the flooding. It's all coordinated right from the top down. Can't open up one too much or you'll cause flooding on another one. So they have a system, I don't understand it, but they have a system that apparently works.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I've always wondered how fast they can raise the levels there. I guess it all depends on how fast water's streaming in from the creeks and rivers and stuff too, but it's interesting. Okay, well, thanks for checking in with us tonight, Steve. And as I say, for some reason, you got a beautiful signal in here tonight. Yes, tonight's Rag Chew is sponsored by Yezu. No, Radio World just gave this to me. I was in actually with Joe and to Radio World one weekend, and they asked us what kind of radios we had, and we both were able to say Yezus, and so the guy threw us a couple of hats, so that was nice. And let's see, next on the list will be Lee, VE3LSO. And do you have the snowblower out yet?
Well, I got to tell you, I just about need it. All of the grass is now completely covered in white. The trampoline just looks like a big snowball. And yeah, it looks like it's sticking around for a bit. Hopefully it'll thaw tomorrow. But yeah, it's right back to looking like winter up here. So just finishing up supper here. Had a good feed of ham and scalloped potatoes. And just going to take it easy for the rest of the night and see what happens. So again, thanks for running the Rag Chew. I'll actually be flipping over to another net at 8 o'clock. It's the Tuesday night tech net on the East Coast Reflector. The All-Star node, on the list here, 45192. So I'll be over on that at 8 o'clock. So thanks again, Laird, and back to you, VE3 LSO.
Excellently. Well, have fun over there on the other net there, and I think there's a few guys around here that pick up on that net. I think so. It's quite a popular one. I've never been on it yet, but maybe we should one day. We'll just flip our whole repeater onto it and bring the whole Rag Chew into it. But that's good. Have fun, and we look forward to chatting with you tomorrow night. And I forgot, I guess you don't need the snowblower because you buggered up your knee, so your wife has to go out there and shovel it anyways. So no worries about the snowblower. Hi. Bill, VE3CRU.
Okay, Laird, Bill, VE3CRU here. Hi again to everybody on net. Okay, first thing, I guess in another 10 minutes or so, I've got to disconnect the beam that's on a portable stand beside the car, move the car forward, and then reconnect the beam there and aim it 120 degrees. Because when I do it where it is, I'm shooting into the side of some aluminum clad houses, and that doesn't work too good. If I move it out, the car out, sort of overlapping the curb into the street, and aim down there, I go about 300 feet to the east before I go over houses. So that's what we call which is much better when you try it, especially when you want to go down to Connecticut. Anyway, as I say, to Ryland and Dad, VE3DKW, when you come into Blackstock and you cross the railroad tracks, about the third house or the fourth house on the east side is the residence of a buddy of mine, Bill Mantel, VE3BME, Victor Echo 3, Bravo, Mike Echo. If you're going by sometime, knock on the door, step back for COVID stuff, and if he answers, let him know you've got the new call, VE3DKW there for Mike Shermer. We all knew Mike. So, Mike has been a long time North Shore man. I don't know how many years, just like my other buddy, VE3ON, most silent keys. Anyway, I won't hold, as I say, great net. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.
Okay, very good there, Bill. And I just had another message pop up. Apparently, Joe Stratton, he says, "Missed me. Now I know how Grant feels." No, Joe, I didn't miss you. I just skipped right on by you on purpose. No, I missed them. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. I feel great. I'm wide awake. I just keep missing people. So take it away, Joe.
No problem, Larry. I sure wouldn't want to be in your shoes, though. You're handling the traffic very well and lots to keep track of there in your spreadsheet there. You did show it to me the one time. You've got a lot going on there. And not a lot to report second round here, other than the snow's been coming down here on and off, quite heavy at times, and then nothing staying, though. And, I found that story about the bean in the pot kind of interesting, and it's nice that it's homegrown here. It's interesting how people cope with things years ago, and just a pot full of beans was all you needed to what I could attract. Other than that, not much else to report on. I'll be around again probably tomorrow, and we'll say 7-3 from now. Back to you tonight.
Okay, very good, Joe. And that was a great story you sent me. Awesome. And you guys talk about snow, and I just looked out my window again, and I'm right here by Adelaide and Town Line, or King and Town Line, but I'm right off of Adelaide, and there's not a speck of snow on the ground whatsoever, and yet you guys have it in Bowmanville. Jackie's got it just north of here. Grant, well, we're going to send the military in to dig him out tomorrow, so it's just weird. Not Grant, Lee. But, nothing here in the east end of Oshawa. Town Line and Adelaide Avenue are perfect. So you guys just need to build houses nearby, and we could do the rag chew simplex. And except I think I may have left it turned on the last time, and the battery's dead. So I need to charge it up. But the Nano is that little black device. The jumper cables and the frame analyzer, at least that's what I'm using it for. I'm sure it can be used for other things, but I'm not as gifted as some of the hams on here, so I'm just happy to use it as an analyzer and help me to tune antennas. Anyways, Aldo, take it away.
Okay. I've been reading about it, but there is two versions, I think. One is the 2.8 inch. I don't know which one you have. And the other one is 4-inch one. So, I don't know which one is better. Well, they're probably the same, only the display is a little bigger than, one is 2.8 inch and the other one is 4-inch. I don't know if it's worth the extra money for the extra 1.2 inch. Anyway, I have an MFJ machine, but I was always interested in buying one of those. I know I can get one from Amazon, but now the way things are going, I don't know if you will get it. It probably takes a while to get it. I wouldn't want it to come from China, so I'd have to research and make sure that it comes from local here.
the States, Canada, something like that. Anyway, over to you there, Laird.
Well, having a first name of Laird and a last name of Solomon, I'm pretty frugal when it. I got it on Amazon. If you're in the States, they have them on Amazon.com as well. So any COVID that may have been on it is probably long dead, or inert, I guess it would be the proper term. And try it before a shot. And I would it's a good website, ve3osh.com. And if you go to graphics, there's things, but calibrate them by a very good YouTuber that does these things. So you'll find it very easy to use, and a guy like you'll pick this up in no time. So if you can arrange to hook up, and we can arrange to hook up. VA3 DCE Doug.
Good evening again, Laird and everybody. I was just thinking back to what Michelle was talking about White River.
Okay, very good. Yes, hopefully Michelle will be on his way soon. We'll probably go do the.
In the well, hitch for the back of my tractor.
Well, I guess it depends. If you up in the top right corner, you'll see like the Whitby Club, the South Picture. VA3.
Just two quick things. One of them, Bill was mentioning about, and really is no big deal.
On YouTube. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, we just lost audio and video here too, but it picked up and then dumped it again, so everything's frozen. And it picked up one more time with a bit of blur and then frozen. So, yes, there is some problem there.
A lot of things. Anyways, I'm gonna hate going back lunchtime and at break times. I'm just doing all sorts of fun stuff that I normally wouldn't be able to do. And just letting you know, I did go to
73 RPM. I guess this is the last round, so pick up a milkshake for my mother-in-law. So I got to be a good boy tonight. And I've been a great, rag shoot. And I got somebody right on my tail here. I guess he's in love with my tail light. I give him another shot. Having too much fun here. Anyway, buddy, what's tomorrow night? Yeah, I'll see you on here tomorrow night. Sandy's up. I'm actually going to free up my coax again and reconnect to the backyard and swing up one of my 3 HF sets and get it alive downstairs again. Have a good one there, buddy. 3 LAX. I could probably mix up your calls there. I don't think it's somebody else. Have a good one, Larry. D3 RPN. Just switching gears again. 73.
very good. Yes, I'm not Lex. I wish I was Lex. That guy's got a lot between his ears, man. No, you just got Laird, LKS. But very good, Scotty. And does she at least buy you one too that you can enjoy while you're taking it back to her house? I hope so. 73, Scott, always fun having you on here. And with that, we're down to the end of the list with Bob, VE3IRB. And question, Robert, how much the coax that you're using?
Switch, and then from there to my radio. So I was thinking of just putting the antenna tuner in between, but I just need a patch cable in order to join them. I'm one cable short, so that's all I needed, which is just it's only about 2 feet apart. So a 4-foot cable would be more than enough. Back to you.
Okay, very good. I may have a spare. Just about the regular patch cord should probably work. I may have one somewhere if you want to borrow one for a while until this thing's over with. Or I'm sure if I can't find one, I'm sure there's a few other guys on frequency that would have one as well. So, guys, look into your kits and see if you have like a 4-foot patch cable that Bob can borrow. And that way he can play with his tuner and get his HF rig on the air again. So there you go, Bob. A public service announcement for you.
B3IRB. Actually, there's no urgency on it. It was just I have this tuner sitting. The rig's working fine as it is, but this is just to play with it and experiment. So I really don't need it.
Given I had some time, I thought I had a patch.
And I'll wear it because I've got ICOM radios, so I'm a man of many hats, Jimmy. And why aren't you checking in with the rag chew is the bigger question. Anyways, gentlemen, that brings us to the bottom of the list, and I'm just going to take a short standby to see if anybody else is out there that wants to jump in at the last minute here. And so, Jimmy, what kind of a project is more important than jumping into the rag chew?
Today, yesterday I said that I loaded the Sienna with all kinds of stuff, and so today I got up at 4:08 and zoomed over the Richmond dump, and like Jackie said, you have to really get up early because that place was just a whole odyssey of cars.
Oh, very good. Just out of curiosity, Jimmy, if you got there at 4:08, how long did you have to wait in line?
I waited because it opened at 8, but it must have been at least about the 15th, well, maybe even earlier than that. I was just like about halfway to the gate there, but it did move fairly quickly. But looking at my line behind me, it was right back to the road, and then there were people from both sides trying to make their way in. So that gets complicated because then you have to yield and let the other guy go, on the two-way street. There are cars lined up on each side of the road. Back to you, Blair.
Okay, interesting, Jimmy. Yeah, and I know they're sort of got limited hours now and everything, so I was just curious how that was going. Very good. And Glenn, VE3LIZ, welcome to the Rag Chew this evening.
Yeah, very good evening, Laird, and good evening to all. Been an interesting net. Quite surprised when you said you looked out and you couldn't see any snow. The ground was white here. I'm 3 miles north here. And pretty well gone. But there was snow flurries. They were going northeast. I was quite surprised. That's why it's not really a coming out any lake or anything like that. So it's dark out there now, so can't see too much snow. But we could get more flurries. Been watching Mike go up home today. Saw him leave and on APRS and followed him. And I noticed he stopped at White River. So I was wondering what was going on. So checked YouTube or Facebook, and I saw that there had been an accident. So I did some research here. Yeah, he still stopped at White River, and I noticed there's a real lineup of traffic going east on the number 17, and they're sitting at 614 Highway. That's a little bit north and west of White River. Real line up there by the camera. Interesting.
Okay, well, don't take off, Glenn. We're just wrapping up the net here, and Mike was on earlier, so he may still be hooked up with the IAX RPT app, and you can have a chat with him. But yes, he was basically stopped. I think he's been stopped for 4 or 5 hours already. So very good. And Jimmy, of course, Ken would give you a hat with your when you bought a TS 990. They should have given you a whole bunch of them. Very good. Oh, my son's trying to call me on my cell phone. I'll call him back in a minute. And with that, I'm going to say 73, everybody. It's been fun doing the Rag Chew again this evening. And I hope to hear you guys all on again tomorrow night. And we'll do it all again. We'll maybe have a mystery topic tomorrow night that we'll let everyone know about at the beginning. But it was an interesting story about another beam